Let's talk about soldering, the magic glue of electronics. Soldering is the unsung hero that quietly holds together the world of technology. It's a process that might look simple at first glance, but it's absolutely essential for making all our electronic dreams come true. Whether you're building a tiny blinking LED or a complex computer, soldering is the skill that brings your ideas to life. Soldering is how we turn a pile of parts into a working circuit. Imagine a table full of resistors, capacitors, chips, and wires. Without soldering, they're just a collection of pieces with no purpose. But with a little heat and a touch of solder, those parts become a living, breathing machine. It's the bridge between an idea and a real, blinking gadget. Soldering transforms your imagination into something you can actually hold, see, and use. It's the moment when your project goes from a sketch on paper to a device that lights up, moves, or makes sound. Without soldering, electronics would just be a mess of loose components. Nothing would stay in place, and nothing would work. Soldering is what organizes chaos, turning a jumble of parts into a functional masterpiece. Think of it as getting a team of superheroes to join hands and work together. Each component has its own special power, but only when they are connected do they become unstoppable. Soldering is the handshake that unites them all. Soldering creates both a strong bond and an electrical pathway, letting electricity flow exactly where you want. It's not just about sticking things together, it's about making sure signals and power travel perfectly from one part to another, with no interruptions. Every device you own is packed with thousands of these tiny connections. From your smartphone to your TV, from your game console to your smartwatch, soldering is the invisible force that makes modern life possible. Each shiny joint is a tiny miracle of engineering. Learning to solder is a superpower. You can build, repair, and truly understand your tech. It's a skill that opens up a whole new world of creativity and problem solving. Once you know how to solder, you're no longer just a consumer. You become a creator, an inventor, a fixer. So, get ready. We're about to dive into the tools, techniques, and secrets that will let you bring your wildest ideas to life. We'll explore the different types of solder, the best ways to make a perfect joint, and how to avoid common mistakes. Whether you're a total beginner or looking to sharpen your skills, you're in the right place. This is where your journey as a maker truly begins. With soldering in your toolkit, you'll have the power to invent, repair, and innovate. So grab your iron, gather your parts, and let's unlock the magic of electronics together. Before you start, you need the right tools. First, get a temperature-controlled soldering iron. It gives you precision and prevents accidents. Use 6040 or 63/37 tin lead rosin core solder. It's easier for beginners. A third-hand tool holds your board steady, freeing both hands for soldering. Keep a brass or damp sponge handy to clean your iron's tip for better heat transfer. Flush cutters are essential for trimming component leads, and solder wick or a solder sucker lets you fix mistakes. Set up a heat-resistant mat and a good lamp in a well-lit, organized workspace. Keep your tools within reach. This is your command center. A tidy, prepared space makes soldering smoother and more fun. With these basics, you're ready to tackle any beginner project. Let's get started. Safety first, always. Treat your soldering iron with respect. It stays hot longer than you think. Never touch the metal part, and always use the stand when not in use. Protect your eyes with proper safety glasses every single time. Soldering produces fumes. Work in a ventilated area or use a fume extractor. Keep your workspace clear of clutter and flammable materials. Drinks and electronics don't mix. Keep liquids away. Always wash your hands after soldering, especially with lead-based solder. These habits aren't just rules, they're what let you work confidently and safely. Make safety automatic, like buckling your seatbelt. Respect your tools, and they'll serve you well. Stay alert, stay safe, and you'll enjoy soldering for years to come. Now let's get hands-on. Now comes the heart of the process, the moment where all your preparation pays off, soldering itself. This is where your steady hands, patience, and attention to detail truly matter. Soldering might seem intimidating at first, but with the right technique, it quickly becomes second nature. Hold the soldering iron just like you would a pencil. This grip gives you the most control and precision, allowing you to maneuver the tip exactly where you need it. With your other hand, get ready to feed the solder wire. It's all about coordination. One hand guides the heat, the other delivers the solder. Before you start, always tin the tip of your iron. Melt a small amount of solder onto the tip, then wipe off the excess on a damp sponge or brass coil. This leaves a shiny, well-tinned surface that helps transfer heat efficiently and prevents oxidation, making your soldering smoother and more reliable. Here's the golden rule: heat the connection, not the solder. That means you want to warm up both the pad and the component lead at the same time. Don't just melt solder onto the iron and hope for the best. This won't create a strong joint and can lead to cold solder joints that fail over time. Place the tip of the iron so it touches both the component lead and the pad on the circuit board. Wait just a second or two for the heat to transfer. Then gently feed the solder into the joint, not onto the iron itself. The solder should melt and flow into the heated connection, not just sit on top. If you've done it right, the solder will flow smoothly and evenly, almost as if it's being drawn into the joint by magic. This forms a strong, conductive bond that will last. The result should be a shiny, slightly concave surface that hugs the lead and pad. Remember, less is more. Use just enough solder to make a neat, shiny joint. Avoid big blobs or messy excess. Too much solder can cause shorts, while too little can make a weak connection. Once the joint is filled, remove the solder wire first, then the iron. Let the joint cool naturally. Don't blow on it or move the parts. This helps the solder solidify into a strong, reliable connection. Each joint should only take about 2 to 3 seconds. If you linger too long, you risk damaging the components or lifting the pads from the board. Work efficiently, but don't rush. Find a comfortable pace. Practice this rhythm. Heat the joint, feed the solder, remove the solder, then the iron, and let it cool. With repetition, this sequence will become second nature, and your joints will look better every time. Don't forget to clean your tip before every joint. A clean, shiny tip ensures good heat transfer and prevents contamination, which can ruin your work. Make it a habit to wipe the tip on a damp sponge or brass coil after every use. Master this dance, and you'll be able to make perfect, reliable connections every time. Soldering is a skill that improves with practice, so don't be discouraged if your first few joints aren't perfect. Let's take a closer look at what a great solder joint should look like, and how to spot the difference between a good connection and a bad one. A perfect solder joint looks like a shiny volcano, a smooth concave fillet tapering up from the pad to the lead. Shiny means strong, dull or grainy means trouble. Too little solder makes a weak joint, too much creates messy blobs and possible shorts. Let the joint cool naturally, don't blow or move the component. If disturbed while cooling, the joint becomes brittle and unreliable. Once cool, trim the excess lead close to the joint with flush cutters. Neat trimming prevents shorts and keeps your project looking professional. Inspect your work. A clean, shiny joint is your badge of skill. Take pride in each connection. It's proof you're mastering the craft. Ready to fix mistakes? Let's tackle common blunders. Mistakes happen. Here's how to fix them. Cold joints look dull and lumpy. Just reheat and add a bit of fresh solder until it flows. Solder bridges connect pads that shouldn't touch. Use solder wick or a sucker to remove the excess. Overheating can lift pads off the board. If possible, glue them back or carefully solder to the trace. Old oxidized parts or a dirty tip won't take solder. Clean leads with sandpaper and keep your tip shiny and tinned. Constantly check your work and tools. Recognizing and fixing these issues is what makes you a skilled maker. Don't fear mistakes. They're part of learning. With practice, you'll spot and solve problems quickly. Now, let's put your skills to the test with a real project. Ready? Time to build. Today, we're diving into the world of soldering with your very first project. Whether you're a complete beginner or just brushing up on your skills, this guide will walk you through each step. Start with a beginner Learn to Solder kit, usually a simple LED flasher. These kits are designed to be easy and educational, providing you with all the components you need to get started. Lay out and identify all your components. This step is crucial as it helps you familiarize yourself with each part and ensures you have everything you need before you start soldering. Insert a resistor into the board, bend the leads to hold it, and secure the board in your third-hand tool. This tool is incredibly helpful for keeping your work steady and your hands free. Clean and tin your iron, then solder each lead. Heat the joint, feed the solder, remove the iron, and let it cool. This process ensures a strong, reliable connection. Inspect the joint to make sure it's shiny and smooth. Then snip off the excess lead with wire cutters. A good solder joint is crucial for the functionality of your circuit. Repeat for each component, starting with the flattest parts and working up. This method helps keep your board stable and makes the soldering process easier. Take your time, Focus on making each joint clean and shiny. Patience is key to achieving professional-looking results. Don't rush. Building muscle memory is the real goal. The more you practice, the more confident and skilled you'll become. When you're done, connect a battery and watch your circuit come to life. Seeing that first LED light up is incredibly rewarding and a testament to your hard work. That first blink is pure magic. You made it happen. Celebrate your success. Take a moment to appreciate what you've accomplished. Each project builds your confidence and skill. As you complete more projects, you'll find yourself becoming more adept and ready to tackle more complex circuits. Keep practicing, and soon you'll tackle more complex builds. The journey of learning soldering is ongoing, and each step forward is a step towards mastery. Let's talk about keeping your tools in top shape. Regular maintenance of your soldering iron and tools ensures they last longer and perform better, making your soldering experience smoother and more enjoyable. Good tools make good work, so take care of your soldering iron. Always keep the tip tinned with fresh solder before turning off the iron to prevent oxidation. Never file or sand the tip. Use a brass or damp sponge for cleaning. If using a sponge, use distilled water and keep it just damp, not wet. Brass sponges clean without cooling the tip, preserving its life. Check your station cords, housing, and fume extractor filters. A clean, well-maintained setup lasts longer and works better. Respect your tools and they'll reward you with years of reliable service. Now let's wrap up your journey. You've learned the essentials, from what soldering is to making your first real connections. Soldering isn't just for engineers, it's a skill anyone can master. Safety, technique, and practice are your keys to success. Mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons that make you better. Practice on cheap kits or a perf board to build muscle memory. Every joint you make brings you closer to mastery. Your workbench is waiting. Circuits, repairs, and inventions are all within reach. Plug in your iron, make that first connection, and enjoy the thrill of creation. You're now part of a long tradition of makers and inventors. Welcome to the club. Keep building, keep learning, and keep making cool things. The world of electronics is yours to explore.